Hi, it's John Birmingham. This is a quick video, I think, unless I talk more about it, to show you how big my #1 video is. If people think that, I have these other people in my life who have a bunch of money, they did a bunch of stuff, and they always want to be the best, stuff like that. It's like, it's difficult having them be critical of me and my resume and the things that make me feel happy. So I'm going to show you this. Actually, I'm going to show you this. The truth about what I just found out from my biggest video online. Let's look. Check this out. PureFlix. PureFlix. Let's go to imdbpro.com. PureFlix. Huge distributor. What is this weird thing? Here it is. PureFlix. Their newest movie they produced, I think, was #4 or #1 or something like that. Redeeming Love. They're huge on, like, wherever they are, Netflix, or they started their own Netflix or something like that. It's this Christian big company. Going to Movie Meter to see how popular this movie got. Number 80, number 63. If you look where it says Movie Meter, under that currently it's 1386 most popular movie, and when it was released was number 63 most popular movie. Pretty big movie. And if you check the box office, that movie here, the budget was $3.5 million. Huge budget movie. Made $9.5 million back. Okay. And the guy who produced that is not an actor. He doesn't act in any of the movies. He's an executive producer, or whatever he does, the business side. That's what he does. So there's almost no comparison to his resume and my resume. However, if you type in PureFlix on YouTube and do this, go to the filters, go here to view count. This is their most popular PureFlix videos to least popular. Their most popular PureFlix video on YouTube has 22 million views. Their second most popular video has 6.1 million views. Let's keep in mind 22 million views in reality. This is not a magic show, this is reality. Now let's look up Ronald McDonald and go to the filters, and actually mine showed right up, and have it show up according to view count who has the most views. These ones that were uploaded many years before mine have some more views than mine. And the number 3 Ronald McDonald video, which was the #1 Ronald McDonald video on earth from 2016 to maybe now, probably still getting more views than those two. This is the real Ronald McDonald video, the wacky adventures of Ronald McDonald that McDonald's produced, has 68 million. Mine has 63 million. And this guy who does a parody on this stuff has 82 million. But theirs were uploaded 12 years ago and 8 years ago. Mine was only uploaded 5 years ago and was getting way more views than theirs, and actually had an effect on doing on things in the media. But I did it before clowns were popular, were unpopular. I did it before clowns were bad guys. I did it when they were still kind of good guys, and it was like the funny joke that my son was terrified of him, even though he was just trying to be Ronald McDonald. And so it went huge at the right time. 63 million views. 63 million views. So those people trying to act like they're better than you, they did more than you, you don't have any money, you're poor, you're homeless, or when you're not even homeless, like my friend Al. who may try to make you feel bad. You're a has-been. This other guy that I know called Al a has-been. It doesn't make any sense. He did huge things in, back in the day, and in the past few years he got kind of big on YouTube. He got 300,000 views in a couple of years or a few years on YouTube. That's pretty good for just starting on YouTube. That's like some of the famous people who just start a YouTube channel. And let's look at some of them compared to my Ronald McDonald video. You don't have to, sometimes you can't compare your work or your resume or what you've done on earth to the work of others just because they're famous or something. They act like it's, the things that you have done on earth are different, okay? And maybe better, likely better, some of the things you've done on earth than the things they've done. So you don't have to look at it like they're always better than you. It's never enough. We got to work all the time. Oh man, don't worry about those people looking down on you because they want to be the best. Anyway, this is not the most important stuff, but Rowan is terrified of Ronald McDonald. 63 million views. It was my idea to film. My idea to film the movie. After working at videos for 10 or 15 years, 10 years, and doing films and videos since the 90s, I finally got one video that went huge. Made $155,000, $200,000, something like that, with all the subscribers it brought to her channel. Probably 100,000 subscribers just from that one video, or and I got a 4.4 million view video on my channel. And maybe made $200,000. I don't know. But she and the kids got to keep most of the money. Anyway, Ronan's terrified of Ronald McDonald. 63 million views. Let's think about 63 million views. Let's look up some of the biggest celebrities of today. Theo Von. Theo Von. He probably maybe has more money than me, or who knows what. He's more famous, but let's look up view count. 9.6 million views, his biggest video. 9.6 million views. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this when this stuff doesn't matter as much? You can do this with things on your resume and things that you have done, like kindness to others, saving a life. Things that are amazing that these other people haven't done at all. He's like, he has comedy. He does comedy or something. That's what he does in acting, and maybe writing his own material, and that's about it. I think he might produce his own videos, stuff like that. But has he saved somebody's life? If somebody's a firefighter or a policeman, these amazing things that you may have done too, for all I know. Al may have done. But this is me saying, they want to act like, what movies did you really do? Your cheap movies compared to the big budget movies they watch on their expensive TVs, that they act like they're the same as them because they have so much money in a new house. And they act like, who am I? Some person who did these movies that don't even look like the Pure Flix movies? Well, I just showed you Pure Flix. The biggest video... Actually, the newest video has 88 views. I'm sorry, their newest video has 88 views. I just showed you. Newest video. This is newest video is uploaded. 88 views on their channel. It's a miracle. It's a miracle because I was worried about my videos not getting enough views. 3 hours ago, they only got 88 views, but it's a good company. It's a big budget company. They're, not even big budget. They make money at it. And it was these regular guys who made these indie movies. They made 2 or 3 indie movies about God and Jesus. And it happened to go big to where they got the funding to make these more movies that are about God and Jesus. And they have a good purpose, and I'm trying to be kind in my way and pretend they have a bunch of money. It makes them feel good, and maybe that's some way they can feel happy about themselves. They did a huge amount on earth, but that's not really what they're all about. They really show the gospel of Jesus Christ and kindness to others and stuff like that in their movies, as close as it can get sometimes. There may be some other movies that are really good that don't necessarily preach the gospel, but are way closer to the Bible than we know, even without, excuse me, having to say they're Christian. But the Bible's the truth. God's truth. I just want to say, it makes me feel happy that maybe I got famous, but obviously nobody knows who the heck I am besides the people watching my channel. Some people watch my movies, my family, my loved ones, people who remember me growing up or whatever. I've never had somebody walk up to me on the street and say, "Are you John Birmingham?" Unless it was like, maybe I did. I probably did. I had plenty of people watch my movie and say, "I'm a fan," stuff like that online. But I don't go out that much. I don't go out that much. I don't know. I've probably had people recognize me somewhere. Yeah, I had one guy say he knows my movies and stuff, recognize me in public. Generally, I made friends with him after that. But my kids got kind of famous to where when they went out of town and went out places and stuff, kids would say, "Hey, you're Rowan, you're Danica," stuff like that. It's a miracle. After working at it all our lives since I was, a teenager, it finally, with the hard work we put in, it finally happened for her and the kids more than it did for me. And it's hard to even pay your bills at it, and especially when you're someone like me, that was the only thing I could do for work that didn't make me depressed. Yet I still had to do the other stuff anyway for 17 years. But it wasn't that depressing. Sometimes it was okay, maybe by some miracle, I don't know. I may have to do it now, and I've gotten old enough to where I don't have to do all the work myself and can hire others to do it. And by some miracle, I realize they're better at what they do when they use power tools and stuff. That's the thing they're amazing at, that they chose to do in life, like I chose to do my films and movies. So I can hire them and stuff, and if I have to, who knows. But maybe it'll be okay if I have to work at that stuff. I don't know. It's made me want to die 580 times, that kind of work. And maybe by some miracle it'll be okay. It's not easy. It's not easy. So, and I worked at these movies so much more. But it makes me feel okay, like I did something okay with it. I don't want to die now. I don't want to die from my work. And it's been a miracle. My dad realized, wow, I really worked hard for 17 years. And he's like, okay, when you do real estate, and he's helping me with the investment money to do something, maybe I don't have to do all the work myself. Like I had to become a working man, power tool using craftsman who had to keep my mouth shut about the things I really enjoy and actually, anyway, don't worry about it. But this is so I can feel better about myself. It's a miracle, I'm not depressed anymore. My depression all went away. I have no depression, and if it does come back, it goes away. It's been a miracle of God that God makes that go away, and you can't hurt me with it. Not you watching, someone watching who thinks, "Oh, you're doing so great, and you're famous, and your body's in good health, and you have all this stuff." They might get angry at me or whatever. Let's look up some famous people. Let's look up some famous people. Well, who am I going to say? Jack Black. He's got a big YouTube channel. Jablinski Games. This is his channel. My kids have more views than he does on the internet. Okay? I worked hard for 30-something years for that to happen. Okay? My kids have more. He has 190 million views on his channel. My kids got 400 million or more views on their channel because they didn't know any better. We wanted them to not have to suffer like Danica and I did, being made fun of growing up in schools or whatever it was that we had difficulty with. That kids get made fun of, and we felt a need to do what we did at films and videos for a job. There was almost nothing else we were able to do for work, but I had to anyway, no matter how it felt. And it became a waking nightmare of hell going out there at one time. It was so not easy to do. And I worked 17 years full time with other stuff. And I don't want to do it again, so that means you have to work even harder at it. So anyway, let's look at his #1 video on his channel. Sort by most popular. 15 million views. 15 million views. Mine has 64 million or 63 million. It's 15 million views. Let's look up Jack Black on YouTube. These are some big videos. He shows up in this video as an actor, but he's not the main actor in it, and it has 500 million views. These music videos are huge on YouTube. And that's what I'd like to do, because other YouTubers don't have the ability to even know how to do a music video. I can do all the film, all the music, every job that it takes, every creative job to make it entertaining and good. I know how to do all of that. Let's look at some of the big YouTubers, you know, famous trending YouTubers. They barely know how to edit compared to how well I know how to edit. And that's one job on film production, is all the post-production that I know how to do really well, that I've done since the 1990s and since the year 2000 on Final Cut Pro and a Mac. You know, they don't know how to do it as well. They never worked anywhere near as hard as I have, and I have a God-given ability at it. I met my wife in the video editing room. Met my wife. God brought us together in the editing room on a computer next to one another for long hours, and I had no other choice, but I wouldn't have wanted any other choice but to talk to her and look at her, and she looked at me when we were editing. And that's how we met, editing together. God gave me an ability at editing, and I'm a really good screenwriter and writer. My parents were educated. I honored them and learned creative writing really well. I was really good at creative writing, and I'm a really good writer and screenwriter, mostly a screenwriter. There's some other guy who's the famous writer, John Birmingham. You know, I'm a screenwriter. Music video. That video. Music video filters view count. Look how many views these videos. Music videos on here. If they're really good, the song is really good, the music video is really good. 3.7 billion views. Now this is a way to make a living. You know, maybe not get a video that big, but these are the biggest music videos online, you know, ever. So maybe not get one that big unless I work with others or who knows what. But this is a way to make enough to pay my bills at it, you know, in a maybe more meager way, getting a few million views per music video or something like that in a regular way to make enough money to pay my bills in a meager way. Maybe not get 20 or 30 million dollars as a movie star like Jack Black has, or 100 million. Who knows how much money he made at the real movies that he does. You can't really compare resumes. I haven't made that much money at movies, you know, and I want to feel okay about what I've done on earth, because it's caused, you know, I want to feel like I've done enough, and I want everyone else to feel like they've done enough. And you don't have to prove that you're better than others. Obviously, you're going to get some criticism if you act like, hey, I'm amazing, I did this amazing stuff, I'm famous, I have plenty of money, yay, I feel good, I'm happy, and you make a post about it like I did. Apparently, it felt like everyone wanted to hurt me and make me feel bad, and some people maybe would have killed me. It felt like in my thoughts, and I got 1,000 negative thoughts a day in my mind that people were so angry just because I made this post. So I made this post feeling good about myself. I wrote this to Danica. I said, I'm famous, haha, feeling pretty good about myself. I wrote to Danica, your biggest video times 5 or 10 times as big as your next biggest video is my idea to film and stars me. And all my internet videos have like 100 million views. And more than that, I really wrote, directed, produced, and starred in 3 musical real movies, feature films that I hired celebrities to be in, and paid for the budgets myself. Like, I'm so cool. I had the money to pay for the entire movie myself. You know, something to feel happy about that, you know, and I have a net worth maybe in my house, but maybe no way to get it as I live in the house. But I didn't have to say what that is as much as many celebrities of today. You know, I felt good about that. I have a net worth that may be comparable to the net worth of celebrities. And that's something that was from my hard work in real estate that I didn't know I'd get that much money, but was a miracle because it was done just to survive and pay bills. And I didn't have a regular job, so I had to do it in ways that I didn't, you know, I was following God. I was following God and following Jesus, and somehow God gave me money from that I never would have known that I really worked that hard to deserve. I knew I worked that hard, and there's a lot of there's a bunch of immeasurable suffering involved. It was not easy, blood, sweat, and tears. But I never would have actually thought that, hey, I'd have a bunch of money maybe from it, you know. And that was the miracle, that by doing that kind of work, I actually got money from it. Because my work in the films and videos didn't get as much, but it got some. And still, that's an imbalance that I'm not really happy with. That, you know, I got so much more in the real estate and not as much at the films and videos, and I'd like all the money to be from the films and videos, wherever the films and videos are. You know, that's where I want the money to be at. I don't understand why. It's like my parents want it to be at the real estate stuff, or I don't know if it's their fault. I can't blame people. I can't be against all of them and try to go to California and be famous. You know, you don't leave all your loved ones. You don't leave your loved ones to try to get more money. That's wrong. Then you have no love. You know, and I never left Danica and the kids. I don't know why she didn't stay here. I don't get it. Anyway, yeah, here's me trying to look cool. Great, you're so strong. You have 20 pounds of fat on you. You don't look like the famous people in their prime that we see. No, I look pretty good. It looks okay. Okay, so I was feeling better about myself. I felt like I looked good. I'm strong. My face looks good. I thought I'm cool. Whatever it is, I have enough money. I'm like famous. I finally got there enough to where I feel good about myself. And I made a post. And then I felt like all these people who know me in real life were like, they hated me. They hated me, were angry just because I was feeling good about myself. You know, they felt like everyone hated me besides, well, some I didn't even think of. And of course my loved ones who I know the most weren't that me. I know of. And it felt awful. So I don't see what's wrong with feeling good about yourself, that you did big things or cool things. Let's try and do this. Okay. Steve-O, he'd be so pissed if he found out that my kids have more views than he does when he works so hard. You know, some of these people might not be that nice to you if they found out you have way more views than they do online, when he's worked so hard at his YouTube channel. And it's huge. It's huge. He has 6.2 million subscribers. More subscribers, you know. But his views are 300 million. My kid's got more than 400 million movies acted in. You know, because it's our family. But some people would want to hurt you if they found out, because they worked so hard at this thing for their entire lives. And this is one of the things he put his effort into But he just, oh, he's had a YouTube channel since 2005. That's amazing. He's had one longer than I've had one. But on my channel, I only have like 11 or 12 million views, 11.5 million views or 12 million views. But he has 300 million. But my kids are the actors in the video. They didn't create the videos. Some videos they may have been their idea, but they didn't create the videos. Danica did. And this guy is a movie star too, you know, but that's gross. Get me away from him. He's naked on the top of his page. Anyway, view count. Well, not anyway. That's actually the most important thing. There's no anyway about it. That's pretty good. But God and Jesus are way more important. If there isn't any way, God and Jesus are way more important. Machine Gun Kelly, Wild Boy. Now the music videos get a bunch of views, but looking at Steve-O, he's probably not even in that video. He's probably not even in this video. Here is a real Steve-O video. Yeah, that says Stevie Maggie. That's not him. Machine Gun Kelly, Wild Boy. That's not him. That's they maybe put a tag word Steve-O to get people who watch Wild Boys to watch it. I don't know. But these top two videos are not him. These are Steve-O's #1 videos, and he's a famous guy with like millions of dollars or something or whatever. But his top video with the most views has 35 million views, I think. Unless, let's look up Jackass, but yeah, that's the top Jackass video, 35 million views, Vanity Fair. Mine has 63 or 64 million views. This is 35 million views. That's pretty good. But I'm not saying, you know, other people, if you look at what you've done in a negative way, they'd say, on my own channel, all I have is 11,500,000 views, and I've been on since 2006, worked so relentlessly hard at it. I have way more videos than Steve-O, worked harder at it than him, maybe. Well, he's not, I don't know, he's actually worked at videos since the 90s, I know, and maybe before that as a kid. So he's actually someone who's done videos a bunch. But if I looked at my own channel, they'd think, it only has 11,500,000 views. But I look at my video I actually created that happens to be on Danica's channel, and Ronald McDonald, this one has 63,471,000 views or whatever. Or more. Or more is what whatever means. So, no. No. Let me guess. This is showing my legs right now. Somebody has a critical thing to say about them wearing shorts. In this video, I didn't look like I had really good looks or something like that. I had makeup on that made me look older. Somehow it got big. There's nothing bad about it at all. Nothing sinful that I know about it at all. It's a good video, and it felt happy to finally get views. And all these people were watching. There was no anxiety, no worry that all these people are watching. It felt okay, and it was okay and good, and more than that. It was beautiful and amazing that my videos were finally making enough money. To pay my bills. But it was for 3 days I enjoyed it. Labor Day weekend, it was the first 3 days I had off in a year. Besides I had 1 day off in that time when I was unable to go on. I had worked 12 hours a day for a year. And by some miracle, I got 3 days off. And when I took it easy finally, because I was afraid I'd die working so hard, this miracle happened. This video went huge. I was earning $2,000 a month on my channel, and hers must have been earning $20,000 a month, something like that, on this one video. It was pretty good, but we had to pay bills with it, and I don't know how much money she kept, because we had to pay for 3 kids, and we still have to. And so she did, you know, she had to pay so much in taxes on the money she made. She must have paid hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxes. She must have paid $300,000 or $400,000 in taxes. It was awful how much the taxes took of her income. There must have been some way to do it a little better so she could keep the money, but that's how she did her taxes. It was awful. It took like $300,000 or $400,000 or something of all the money she made. It's too bad. Maybe she made $1 million or $2 million. I don't know. I don't know how much money she made in her videos. I don't know. But so I feel pretty happy, like I did cool stuff or whatever, but it's not the most important. Like, here's one of my new good videos. It's a good video. It has 200 views, 201 views. My newer videos aren't as big as I like them to be, and I don't have a huge income like PureFlix does. In addition to their videos on their new videos on here, but they have some pretty big older videos that they maybe made some money at too on their YouTube channel. But they're a huge company now, one of the biggest companies for movie production, I think, but maybe not as big as like some of the big studios. I don't know. I really don't know, but the studios are huge. Studios are really huge. I mean, as far as I know, they're still doing really good business. It shows how much the movie industry is making, and it's many billions, like 100 billion a year or something like that. I'd have to look. I don't know exactly what it's making, but the movie industry is still doing well. Thank God. So that's something I may have to work at. And like, here's one of my movies. Here's the quality of it compared to There's Danica. I added music to, oops, don't show that. Making a poopy like a baby. Okay. No. So I'm going to turn this off. Here's my movie. One of them. I have 3. Okay. So that made me feel pretty good. Like I did something with my resume. And you can feel that way too about whatever you've done. You know, to think, you know, those famous people didn't do the cool things that you did or whatever, you know. Unless you already know that and you have like $2 million or whatever, and you know that some of the movie famous people died with $400,000 or $500,000 or something like that, you know, or Theo Vaughn has $800,000 or whatever. So I don't know. So here and there I get the thought of other people who are trying to do big things, and instead of encouraging me and feeling happy for me that I did these good big things, which I would think they would, that I want them to do amazing things too, I got negativity from them, like angry or something, because I did these good things that I felt happy about. wanted to make me feel bad. You know, mean things like acting like they'd be with my wife, or Dan, you know, Danica, or if she's, I guess she's my wife. Yeah, yes, God has us together, and so, you know, on paper we're not married, but I think God has us together almost for sure. So I'm gonna go. You know, I don't really know. I might die in the next few years. I might, you know, as healthy as I am, I might die unable to go on or something. And never get to be with her again on earth. And may get to live longer and get to be 103 years old for all I know. I don't really know. So I'm gonna go. This is a low angle on me. This is filming me from down. This is like, this is the way that you're supposed to. Well, this is actually, it may be a good angle filming from down low that I wasn't aware of. I'm supposed to film. Well, in the old days, in the 1930s, in classic Hollywood, they filmed the lead actress, which is not a man. They filmed the lead actress from a high angle, like up high, looking down on their face, which could be in some ways demeaning or kind, but it made it so that their neck didn't look as fat. It made it so their neck didn't look as fat as what we learned in film school. But looking back, maybe it was like the man was most important in classic Hollywood, and maybe like looking up at somebody. No, I don't know. There's so many different reasons that you think about when you're, you know, the high angle from down low is to make your neck not look as fat. You know, it doesn't make you look like you're lesser of a person to film you from up high. Like, who cares? You know, that should be the thing. It's not an issue. Film somebody from up high so their neck doesn't look as fat. And that's how most everybody on YouTube, I noticed, there are people like me. I'm not the only one. There are other people that use these hard drives. They often have a computer like mine. They put the laptop up high on something to film down low on their face so their neck doesn't look as fat. I've seen them do it. I saw where they had their laptop after filming a video and it was up high on something. And you know, we're not the only ones who do things the way we think that it's our way. There's so many other human beings who are like us. So I may be some person I'm not even aware of. This person who's like, I don't know what I look like to other people, but I'm me. I follow God and Jesus. God gets all the glory. Not supposed to be me. It's been a difficult thing to maybe not be as selfish as I used to, and I'm still a little bit selfish. I don't know, or not. I do my best God's work. It's not easy. I'm gonna go. Bye. Check out more videos on my channel. This is John Birmingham. Okay, bye. Praise God, praise Jesus. Dear God and Jesus, be with us on earth to do your work. In Jesus' name, amen. Be with my family who are not watching this, and all those watching, and those who are mean to me or not, I forgive them. Okay, bye.